You let out a long, shaky breath you didn't realize you were holding. Instead of a bold advance, you lean forward, resting your forehead against the ornate embroidery of Youssef's vest. The silk is cool against your skin, but the heat of his body radiates through, a grounding force amidst the swirling mountain mists. You can hear it then, the rapid, frantic thudding of his heart slowing down, syncing with the steadier rhythm of your own.
Just for a moment, let the world stay still.
Youssef lets out a soft, jagged sigh, his chin resting gently atop your head. His arms wrap around you, his touch light at first, then firming into a protective embrace that shields you from the biting wind of the crags. One of his hands moves to the back of your hair, his fingers threading through the short, dark strands with a tenderness that makes your eyes flutter shut.
As long as you need, Wyndra. The mountains can wait. The throne can wait.
The bridge sways, but you no longer feel the vertigo. Wrapped in the scent of sandalwood and the steady rise and fall of his chest, the weight of your lineage feels lighter. For a few heartbeats, you aren't a fugitive heir or a warrior. You are simply a woman finding warmth in the arms of a man who truly sees her.
Whatever we find in the Iron Peaks, we find it together. I am yours, in this life and whatever follows.
He pulls back just enough to look down at you, his hands still resting on your waist. His green eyes are dark with an affection that feels more solid than the stone beneath your feet. The twilight has turned to a deep, starry velvet, and the path ahead remains long, but the cold seems unable to reach you here. You let out a soft, playful huff against his chest before pulling back just enough to look up at him. Despite the grit of the crags on your skin and the lingering adrenaline of the fight, a mischievous spark returns to your amber eyes.
A poet, a swordsman, and now a guardian. You're becoming quite indispensable, Youssef. I might have to start paying you a royal salary once I actually have a treasury.
Youssef's laugh is a bright, clear sound that seems to push back the encroaching shadows of the peaks. He doesn't release your waist, his hands holding you with a gentle, firm possessiveness that feels more like a promise than a claim.
Oh, I think we can negotiate the terms of my service later, Princess. For now, knowing I'm indispensable is a far better reward than gold.
His expression turns more earnest as he brushes a stray lock of dark hair from your forehead. The playful banter lingers in the air, but the gravity of your situation remains. The wind begins to bite with a new, nocturnal edge, whistling through the stone supports of the bridge with a low, mournful groan.
But as much as I enjoy the view from up here, and I do mean the view, the temperature is dropping. We shouldn't stay exposed on this span.
A low, rhythmic thumping echoes from the far side of the bridge, coming from the direction of the Iron Peaks. It isn't the sound of boots, but something heavier, more mechanical. A rhythmic grinding of gears, and the hiss of escaping steam begins to vibrate through the stone under your feet. The scouts are gone, but something else is approaching from the mountain's heart. A warm, orange glow begins to flicker against the cave mouth at the far end of the high spire, casting long, dancing shadows across the bridge. It could be the resistance you seek, or the automated defenses of a kingdom that has long since closed its doors to the outside world. The mechanical grinding grows louder, a rhythmic clanking that vibrates through the soles of your boots. You step to the very edge of the stone bridge, where it meets the solid rock of the iron peaks, your hand remaining on the hilt of your sword. Youssef stands at your shoulder, his curved blade held in a low, defensive guard. The orange glow intensifies, revealing thick plumes of white steam billowing from the tunnel ahead.
Identify yourselves. We seek the Iron Peak's resistance. We are not your enemies, but we will not be moved.
The steam parts with a sudden, forceful hiss. Out of the orange-lit gloom emerges a massive, hulking figure. It stands nearly 7 feet tall, its body encased in heavy, overlapping plates of blackened iron and brass. This is no man in armor. It is a construct of hissing pistons and glowing furnace vents. Perched atop the iron giant's shoulder is a woman with goggles pushed up onto her forehead, her face smeared with soot and grease.
Resistance? That's a dangerous word to go shouting into a mountain that likes its silence, traveler.
The iron giant comes to a halt, the bridge groaning under its immense weight. Its face is a smooth iron plate with a single, horizontal slit that glows with a dim, smoldering amber.
I'm Cora, and Big Red here doesn't like strangers much. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't have him toss you back into the crags.
Cora crosses her arms, looking down at you from her mechanical perch. Behind her, the tunnel reveals a glimpse of a bustling forge, the first sign of the civilization you've been searching for. She doesn't seem to be a friend of the Duke, but she clearly isn't handing out invitations to his enemies either. The iron construct's furnace vents flare with a sudden, intense heat, the orange light reflecting off the metallic surface of your leather corset. You don't retreat. Instead, you square your shoulders, your amber eyes locking onto the soot-streaked woman atop the machine. Behind you, Youssef shifts his weight, his blade held ready, his presence a silent anchor of support.
We've just fought off a squad of the Duke's men. If you want us gone, you'll have to fight us too.
We didn't survive the Whispering Crags to be bullied at the door by a pile of scrap metal.
The iron giant, the iron sentinel, lets out a low, metallic groan, the sound of pressurized steam escaping through heavy valves. Its single amber ice-lit pulses. Cora, the engineer, stares at you for a long, silent moment. Then, a slow, crooked grin spreads across her grease-stained face, and she lets out a sharp, barking laugh.
Scrap metal? I like her, Red. She's got more iron in her blood than you do in your chassis.
She taps the side of the construct's head with a heavy wrench. With a series of clanking thuds and hissing steam, the massive machine steps back, its heavy iron feet clearing the path into the mountain.
Anyone who makes the Duke's lapdogs bleed is worth a conversation. Come on then, before the wind blows your pretty silks off.
The highsmith is gonna want to see those eyes of yours.
You follow Cora and the lumbering sentinel into the mountain. The transition is jarring. The biting cold of the peaks is instantly replaced by a wall of sweltering, industrial heat. The Great Forge is a cathedral of industry, where the remnants of Aurelian engineering have been kept alive and weaponized. Cora hops down from the sentinel's shoulder as it settles into a docking station. She wipes her hands on a rag and gestures toward a raised platform where a massive man with a silver beard is hammering a glowing piece of steel. This is the heart of the Resistance, a place of fire and iron that could turn the tide of your war if you can convince them to follow a queen without a kingdom. The oppressive heat of the forge is a physical weight, but it feels far more welcoming than the killing chill of the mountain pass. You turn away from the towering mechanical sentinel and the rhythmic clang of the high smith's hammer to look at Youssef. He stands amidst the swirling embers and steam, his exotic maroon robes looking remarkably out of place in this cavern of soot and iron. You reach out, your thumb gently brushing a dark smudge of coal dust from his high cheekbone. Your touch lingers for a second, a soft contrast to the harsh, industrial environment surrounding you.
Still think the view is better out on the bridge?
Youssef's green eyes crinkle at the corners, and he catches your hand as you pull it away, pressing a brief, warm kiss to your knuckles despite the soot on your fingers.
The company makes the view, Wyndra. Though I must admit, I prefer the smell of wood smoke to the smell of grease.
Still, it is a vast improvement over being shot at.
If you two are done with the flirting, we've got actual work to do. My forge master doesn't like people standing around looking pretty while the Duke is breathing down our necks.
Cora leads you deeper into the cavern. The scale of the operation is staggering. Rivers of molten metal flow through stone channels, and massive pistons driven by steam and magic hammer out plates of blackened iron. It is the heart of a war machine, hidden deep within the rock.
We've been preparing for a long time, but we're short on the one thing that matters, a leader who can unite the free cities. The highsmith is a stubborn old mule. He'll want to know if you're a real queen or just another refugee with a fancy name.
Cora stops at the edge of the central platform. The forge master, a man whose muscles look like gnarled oak, plunges a glowing blade into a vat of oil. The resulting hiss fills the air with a thick, acrid cloud. He turns, his eyes hard and calculating as they land on you.